There's lots of different ways you can start your project, but I'm suggesting that first of all you've just got your pattern with your big pack of papers in there all put into the same bag, and I'm suggesting that you now sort them out into all of their shapes. So I just put them all into piles of the various shapes that are included in there. You'll notice that some are very similar in size, particularly the circles, so you want to take extra care that you get the circles all in piles of exactly the same size. We'll double check this when we move on to the next step, but you'll want to be getting them. See how close those two shapes are? They're quite close in size. It won't really matter if you make a mistake later on, but it's best to get them all into the same piles now. Now, two of them will fit inside those little rings that have been cut out, because they've been cut out in layers with the fluted flower outline, and then the next shape, and then the small flower in the center. Now, in your pattern pack, you have 24 different fabric layout guides, and each fabric has got its own name. So this is the pink spot fabric. I've put the full size little swatch there in the small box, and then a representation of the amount of fabric that was in your kit. So in the case of the pink spot, it's saying to find your 10-inch by width of fabric strip of the pink spot fabric, and this is the layout guide for all your applique pieces for that fabric. So the black outline shapes on that page are the exact size of the template. So if you to lose one, then you just take a small piece of applique paper, a little scrap that we included, or you may have some, and trace an extra one if you've lost one. But go through and find and count the required amount for this pink spot fabric. So we need 6 of those scallops. 20 something of that size circle. Now again, those two circles are very similar sizes, so just check which one matches which one and get the required number of circles. And then we need the little half scallops there as well. Now the paper may be cut in 2 layers and they may be stuck together, so if it feels a bit thicker, there's probably 2, so you just need to peel them apart. If you can't separate them like that, you can sort of feel if it's too thick and there's 2 layers there. If you don't separate them, then you're not going to have enough pieces because you've only got the correct amount of pieces. So if one all of a sudden feels thicker and you tap the side and it feels thicker, then it's possibly not been separated. So count out all the required papers for this fabric colour. It'll take you a little while to sort all of this, but it's good to get that all done in the beginning. So you've opened your paper pack, sorted them all into shapes and piles, and then one by one go through your fabric applique layout guide sheets and check that you've got all the required shapes for each of the fabrics. If you're having trouble separating the layers, just slide them between your thumb and finger, and that sometimes will just separate them. Okay, so we've got the required amount for the pink spot, so we're going to move that aside. And then on the layout guide, it says that you need that 10-inch by width of fabric piece of pink spot from your fabric kit. And we found that. So we'll now get that one ready. Now, on the layout guide I'm pointing to here, it's showing the shapes with the 1/4 inch seam allowance around it, so it's just showing you how tight you need, how careful you need to be to fit everything on the one fabric, but you will have plenty of room on there. It also showed the fabric right side up with the templates on it. Clearly that is just as a demonstration to show you what you're using. When we're putting our papers on, it needs to be on the wrong side of the fabric, and we need to find the glue side and keep a seam allowance around each shape. Now this spot is it's not directional, but it's just geometric fabric, so you may like to make sure that you line these shapes up on a straight line, and then between 2 different shapes I need to leave a double seam allowance, so a 1/4 inch for each piece. Smaller shapes you only need a smaller 1/4 inch, maybe an 1/8 of an inch, but if you allow 1/4 inch for each piece, then you're going to have plenty to work with, and we know there's enough fabric to do that. Again, you're putting the glue side down onto the wrong side of the fabric, so the glue side feels quite waxy, whereas the non-glue side is quite smooth and dry. You can hold it up to the light and look for the shiny side, that is the glue. It's going onto the wrong side of the fabric. And I'm just lining up that straight edge along one row of dots on the front. I can just see enough through the fabric to see that I'm positioning it straight onto that. If it was just a tossed non-directional fabric, then it wouldn't matter how you put your paper shapes. So line them all up with enough seam allowance around each shape. In this instance, you can see that I'm turning the second row upside down, and it just tucks them in a little bit tighter, so we haven't got as much wasted fabric in between, and it's easier to cut them out. One cut will do both seam allowances at a time. So again, if it's not directional, you can flip them upside down and that's fine. Now you would continue until you had every shape for that fabric positioned, or just do one section at a time. So in this case, what fits on my ironing mat. Then we take a hot dry iron and just press until it is well fused. So hot, no steam, and just enough to fuse that glue. Over ironing can crystallize the glue and eventually it won't stay on, so it's just enough until it sticks. If they start to lift later, you can just press them down again if they weren't fused well enough. And once that is done, we are ready for the next step in the process. So I've just done a small amount here. Obviously there's a lot more circles to go on this fabric yet, but meet me back shortly, ready for the next section.